All right, Capybaras, welcome back to another episode of The Lone Roller. It is I, your host, Leon Andrews, and I'm here to do just a few more bookkeeping things before we get into the episode. So, in the last episode, they were able to make their escape to another base, a base that happened to be owned by none other than Khayrha, who comes from good money, rich money, if you will, and had this base of operations that was it could have been a vacation home, it could have been something. It was just a home that her family wasn't using, and being a person who was very interested in supporting the rebellion, donated this house for the rebellion's use. While at this base, Rasheed had a conversation with Talti and wanted to utilize Talti as a part of a rescue mission to keep him close, to keep an eye on him, because he feels it deep down that Talti is not a bad guy, even though he is wanted for a major crime of treason against this galaxy or this solar system's government. We have not really established what kind of government it is. Is it a galaxy-wide government, or is this a solar system-based government that just rules across this solar system, this expanse of a solar system? We never really established that. It's just the world builds as it comes, and that's one of the things that I just like about the solo role playing. I'm not trying to focus. I'm just playing the game as it comes, and when things unfold as they should, they unfold as they should. Good. So a number of sessions have went by, and I think it's safe to say that Talti has leveled up again to level 2. And now we need to handle character advancement. So after calculating everything, we given our character Talti a new skill, we upgraded a skill level for him on the basis of the ability to lead. I think that's a good one for a number of reasons, so that not only is he good at persuading, but he can lead people, because this is the time for him to really step up, because things are in danger for him. And with that being said, the other bookkeeping things, we added Timur Rasheed back on the character list. He's become that more significant to the adventures so far. So he can be added a maximum of 4 times. So he can be added almost 1 more time. And then the chaos factor goes from 6 down to 5. He was very much in control of the situation. Nothing too crazy happened for him. So the next part is to begin our story. So Talti and Rasheed are with a number of people. Let's say it's another 2. It's a small... Keeping it 4 is a good way to make a very covert mission. They take the information that they got from the scouts and make their way to this location where Khayrha's parents and family are being held captive. Now, is the scene interrupted, or does it proceed as expected? Chaos factor 5, it's a 6. The scene proceeds as expected. Talti, Rasheed, and the other 2 make their way and approach the location with binoculars. They look and scout and look around. So it's safe to say, with Chaos factor 5, do they see anything? Do they see anything that is guarding? I'm going to call that a very likely thing that the place is guarded, considering that the military forces are out looking for them. There's a chance that there even might be not enough people there. So let me bring up the Mythic GM emulator, and we're just going to call it 50-50. call it 50-50. Is the place guarded? 98. 98. Chaos factor 5. That is an exceptional no. This place's front part is not only not guarded, but there is a way to get in without being detected. So Rasheed looks with his binoculars and he goes, I see a way in. This place is not very well guarded. Talti says, I think it's because that they are in pursuit of you. Ergo, all of their forces are spread very thin. Rasheed, we have a chance. I say we take it. And with that, Rasheed and Talti and the two others make their way in through this back entry and able to easily walk in without any interruptions or risk of being caught whatsoever. They walk into, one could only assume, let's call it sort of a military police station, right? It is like any other police station. The only thing is it's just not guarded. It is a very good chance. There's still a chance that guards or officers are walking around. So in this case, they are able to get into this back of this police station with no detection. Now, I want to ask a fun question here. The place they walk in the back of, the back, you know what? Okay, let's do it like this. In the place they walk in the back of, is it a supply room for the military police? I'm going to call that unlikely. Oh my gosh. You're not going to believe what I rolled. I rolled an 11. So two things happen. Chaos factor 5, unlikely, is a yes. It is a supply. It is a supply closet for the military police. Ergo, there are weapons, there are equipment for them to use that they can now use for themselves to infiltrate further into the police station. 2, because it's an 11 and it's under the chaos factor of 5, that means now is an interrupted scene. All right. So, what is the nature of our random focus table? A random event occurs. 20. New PC. New PC. There is a logical reason for a new PC to appear in your adventure right now. We already have 2 NPCs with us. This is a new NPC be introduced to the adventure right now, aside from these other 2 nameless people that I have in this infiltration squad. Okay. So, let's see here. Do I want to roll on the action meaning table or the character table? It feels more right to roll on the character table, but I'm very curious to see what would happen if I rolled on the event action table, because that's usually how it goes in at the GM. 41, escape. 11, again. Escape bureaucracy. Okay, good. They walk into this, what they now see is the supply. Rasheed and his 2 men are aghast. How lucky they have to stumble upon weaponry and other military equipment. Rasheed looks and says, "Back up what you can, boys. Ree and Talti are going to take it from here." And then, as they're about to move, they hear a sound, a clatter, and Rasheed and the others all pull out their weaponry, pointing their guns in direction, and Rasheed says, "Come out now. Show yourself." And this person walks out, hands up, frightened. So let's find out who this person is. So rolling the dice, we can determine that they are someone that's in their mature prime. So let's say somebody in their mid to late 30s, maybe around like late 30s, early 40s. And let's determine the sex. Female. Good. I felt like we needed more females in this game anyways. I appreciate more of a feminine. It gives me time to really work on my more softer and maybe more feminine sounding voices. Let's give it a go. So, let's roll on the characters, get a general idea of who they are. Knowledgeable, 39. Knowledgeable, fragrant. Knowledgeable and fragrant. So this woman in her late 30s comes out, hands up. She's of course, she's still as she can be, still scared for her life, and she says, "Okay, let's get it in." She goes, "I'm sorry. I was only just trying to escape. I've been in this hellhole of a situation for a very long time." Rasheed tries to speak up. Talti immediately puts on his hand. "Rasheed, let me speak to her. Because this may prove to be an advantage we might be looking for. Let me talk to her." Rasheed, still pointing the gun, gives his head the nod, giving him Talti the okay to talk to this woman. "Ma'am, what is your name?" She looks and says, "My name is Munisa. I am a bureaucrat. I am an accountant for the military police, and am just trying to leave. You're abandoning your post." She nods her head. "I'm sorry, Munisa, but your appearance here could have not come at a very worse time. Me and my compatriots here are here on a very covert mission, and you being here now puts a damper on a few things." She sees the other two men loading up. Are you guys stealing from us?" Rasheed answers, "And what would be a problem with that? The military government for ages has suppressed us. This is just evening the odds." Ooh, there's a little bit of intimidation in that voice. I'm going to roll to see. 6. That successfully intimidates Munisa. She shakes in herself, and Talti says, "Rasheed, let's be mindful here. This can play to our advantage," he whispers to Rasheed. "Munisa, I apologize for my friend here. Yes, we are stealing from you, and yes, we are evening the odds, as he said. However, I think you can help us, and we can help you, because if you think about it for a moment, you abandoning your post right now will put you in danger." She looks down shaking her head in dismay. That is a very successful roll on my end. And she says to Talti, "Oh my god, yes, you're right. I didn't think about those I did not think about those consequences. Okay, what do you suggest I do?" "I suggest you help us. We will get you out of here. And we will offer you protection." There's a theme going on here with Talti, running into people that he can offer protection to. Funny guy. However, so far, he's been kind of keeping his word, albeit some of the chaos things the chaotic randomness that has occurred in his situations in different scenes. How does this play out? "Yes, I believe you. What do you need?" "I have a friend. Her family is locked up, and they're in danger of being probably harmed or executed." You must be referring to the Khalil family, right?" "That's exactly who I'm talking about. Can you take us?" "Yeah, but you guys are way too obvious." "Well, it's a good thing that we are in a supply closet for the military police, isn't it?" Rasheed says. And with that, Rasheed points to two uniforms, luckily in Talti and Rasheed's sizes. They don on the police uniform once again. Talti in disguise for infiltrating into a place without being caught as Talti, but more importantly, not being caught by the military police while fraternizing with the rebellion of this planet. And so they don the uniforms and they make their way down. I'm gonna call... They make their way down all the way. Munisa leading them down to the holding cells. Other police officers go by, not noticing them at all. It looks just like normal, like any other day. So, they make their way down, passing other police officers and approaching the holding cells. Munisa walks up to the guard. She can handle this. She has an engagement with him and speaks with him for just a little bit, explaining to him that these people are here to take those traitors, if you will, to be questioned. The guard nods his head, asks for some identification, which she provides as well, and is able to get in. Khalil's family is sitting there in the holding cell. They look up angrily. Just... "You've never got anything from us. We know nothing about what our daughter does." Talti and Rasheed and Munisa look at them. He leans in and says, "Your daughter Khayrha is safe." And their eyes widen. What do you mean safe?" "She's safe as she can be. I can only explain this very long and short of it, that she was after me because she was blackmailed. And now she is safe away. And we can have you guys unite again. But we're here with the rebellion." Rasheed comes in, nodding his head assuringly. "I'm one of the leaders. And Khayrha was a great person. Is a great person." I'll edit that later. "Is a great person," he says. She has been more than helpful to this rebellion. And now we're here to unite you. So please, we're going to let you out of here. And with that, they are able to get the cell unlocked. Keep going with the act that you don't want is. Give us resistance, but stay with us. And so they do. They put on this entire act as they're going out. And do anybody, does it kind of get a little bit suspicious as they're going out? I'm going to call it, very unlikely. 90. Very unlikely. Chaos Factor 5. It's another exceptional, yes. Not only do they proceed to get the Khalil family, out of the cell, they do so without any provocation whatsoever in getting caught. They go back through where they came from, through the supply, to the supply storage. The two others have packed up whatever they can fit in knapsacks, let's just say, and whatever they were able to fit in their pockets. Rasheed tells Talti and Munisa to do the same thing, as well as he pockets what he can, and they make their way and they get into the vehicle. They basically get into the vehicle they came in that was distances away from this police station and drive all the way back. And on the way over there, Talti has a dialogue with the head of the family, both parents. He talks to Mr. Khalil. Mr. Khalil, I have to be honest with you. Your daughter did, before you even worry, she sustained an injury, but she is fine now. She is fine now. She is safe on my friend's ship. And she's just getting rest right now. And I promise you that we'll get her to you and you will be safe. Mr. Khalil nods his head, solemnly nods his head, feeling with his wife and his son reassured that they are now safe and will be back with their daughter, Khayrha. That is the end of our scene and has brought us to the logical conclusion of the end of that episode. Wow, so many amazing things happened. A new ally, Munisa, has now entered the game. So we're going to add Rasheed in again as a character, as an important character, as well as Munisa. Fantastic. And we'll do the housekeeping things at the beginning of the episode, as we always do. And how things just worked out in Talti in Rasheed's favor. That was fantastic. And they were able to go into the police station, get in, get out with lots of other stuff to help them out. Fantastic. No combat necessary. I am so sorry that we have not got into any kind of combat, but we've been having fun describing these scenes and doing this whole dialogue. Guys, you've been so great. So, Capybaras, that's going to be it for another episode of The Lone Roller. My name is Leon Andrews. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going as Alternative Zen, or Alternative Zen, if you will. And, of course, I'm on Instagram, same name with an underscore between the two words, Alternative and Zen. And follow me on my blog, stillfoxes.home.blog. I do apologize that it hasn't been updated in a little bit. I've been working on some other things as well. And I'll get these episodes up and running for you in no time. Capybaras, thank you so much. This was The Lone Roller.